talking about a home. Talking about me and you. Things we'll do. I said a home. Not talking about a one-night stand. I wanna be your man. I said a home.
From the people who bring you Charleston Home and Design Magazine, the Charleston Home and Design Show, the Custom Home and Remodel Show, and Charleston's online home show, newhomecharleston.com, this is Talking About a Home. Talking About a Home is a home show on the radio, featuring interviews with local experts, home tips, trends, and ideas you need to know to make your home better. I'm Michael Blaze with 5 Star Real Estate, and this is Talking About a Home.
Good afternoon. I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. In addition to our radio show Talking About a Home, we also publish Charleston Home and Design Magazine, winner of the American Society of Interior Designers Excellence in Design Media Award, and also the American Institute of Architects Charleston Chapter's Honor Award for Journalism. You may also be familiar with the 3 custom home shows we organize, the Charleston Home and Design Show, which is coming up January 24th through the 26th at the Citadel's Johnson Haygood Stadium. Also, Charleston's only open-air home show, which takes place every April at Family Circle Stadium on Daniel Island, and the Custom Home and Remodel Show and Hurricane Expo, which takes place every August. Well, today's radio show is coming to you from Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, and we're very proud to have Carpetbaggers Floor Covering as one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show, which I mentioned is coming up January 24th through the 26th. At the Citadel's Johnson Haygood Stadium, and over the next few weeks we'll be visiting some of the different sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show and bringing you the radio show from them, from their locations. So today we're going to be talking with Stevie Leisure with Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, also Wendy Blizzard Combos with Port City Supply, and they've got a big sale coming up, big warehouse sale, and she can tell you about that. All sorts of plumbing fixtures and faucets and sinks and things like that. Pete Loy with Citadel Enterprises. Joyner Beasley with RentCharleston.com, and also Russ Pritchard with the Audio Warehouse. Well, I mentioned the Charleston Home and Design Show, and we've got a lot of special events and special features that are going to be part of the Charleston Home and Design Show, which we'll be announcing very shortly. But we will be bringing back the HGTV-inspired White Room Challenge presented by Ethan Allen, and also a big prize giveaway, actually 6 different prizes that we'll be giving away. And more information on that forthcoming. And hope you can tune in to the Auburn-Missouri game, and go Tigers, War Eagle. I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. Today's radio show is coming to you from Carpetbaggers Floor Coverings, located at 3196 Marginal Road in Charleston, and in West Ashley specifically, right off of 17 South on your way toward Kiowa. And today we're talking with Stevie Leisure with Carpetbaggers. How you doing, Stevie?
Doing real well. How are you?
Good. Stevie, first of all, I want to thank you for hosting today's radio show, and also thank you to Carpetbaggers for being one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show, which is coming up January 24th through the 26th at the Citadel's Johnson Haygood Stadium. So, Stevie, why don't we start off by having you tell everybody about Carpetbaggers Floor Coverings?
Sure. Thank you. The Carpetbaggers, we really strive to build a relationship with the customers. We have a company and been in business for over 20 years, and we look forward to serving everybody for all their flooring needs. We have anything from your tiles, ceramic tiles, a 3,000 square foot showroom there. We have carpets, and we have woods, as well as vinyls, LVTs.
Gotcha.
So we pretty much will have the flooring market cornered with everything that's offered to a customer.
All right. So Carpetbaggers has been in business here in Charleston for over 20 years.
Yeah, right at 21 years this coming summer.
Well, congratulations. You must have a lot of happy customers.
Yes, that's one thing we do strive for is having a happy customer. We feel like it's our number one goal is pleasing the customer, and then the rest of it will take care of itself.
You know,
Go ahead.
whoop, I'm sorry, Stevie. 20 years ago, carpet was I think a bigger choice for people in their homes than say hardwood or tile. Two choices that are more popular today. How has Carpetbaggers kind of changed over the years and adapted to the new trends and things like that?
That's a great question. The trends have definitely gone to hard surfaces, and the carpet market has really struggled. They're trying to make a comeback to compete against the hardwoods, but we were seeing hardwood floors really doing very well in Charleston, and most of the people that had the old hardwoods from the solid woods are going to the engineers. And the hottest trends today is the rustics and hand scrape woods and with random widths. You can go 4, 6, and 8 inch widths, and gives it a totally different look. And you start looking around in newer homes and so forth, you'll start seeing that trend. And in Charleston, with our environment here, as we experience 80-degree temperatures down to cold temperatures, the solid woods have a hard time adapting that, where the engineer woods are very friendly for that. So you're starting to see a lot of people using engineered woods throughout the Tri-County area.
What are engineered woods?
It's very similar to plywood. It's very stable. It's able to handle the change of seasons we deal with. And
It's not laminate. then?
No, sir. No, sir. It's a solid wood. Your top layer is a solid wood of your choice, whether it's a hickory, or oak, maples, exotic woods, Brazilian cherries, and so forth, are available in the engineered woods. But it's dimensionally stable, and which gives you a real hardwood floor, gives you the benefits of the dimensionally stable and the durability with aluminum oxide finish that you can't get in a standard finish floor because it's done in a factory in climatized areas, and special machinery gives us that aluminum oxide.
Engineered wood floors look just like regular hardwood floors. No one would ever know the difference just standing in your living room or something like that.
Yes and no. I mean, it looks like real wood, but most of your engineered floors are going to the wider planks, which you do not see much in the solid. Most of your solid are the standard 2 1/4 inch width woods, is where they're engineered, or most of them are going to 4 to 5 to 6, up to 8 and 10 inches, which a lot of people love that really wide look. And a lot of it's rustic and so forth. Therefore, it hides a lot of the damage that you have on hardwood floors. When you have a really clean, formal-looking hardwood floor, it will definitely show your scratches and marks, and especially if you live in your home with dogs and kids and so forth, as most of us do. This is a much friendlier floor for that, and it's really taken off.
And the engineered woods, I understand they work really well if your house was built on a slab, for example.
Slab, crawl space. We do a bunch of them on the islands where Kiowa and Seabrook. We do a bunch of engineered flooring out there. A lot of moisture, humidity in the air, and it's dimensionally stable. It withstands it.
And the problem with using standard hardwood floors is because of the humidity and the moisture here in the Charleston area. The solid hardwood floors can sometimes cup.
Correct.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Or
The moisture,
expand?
humidity under the house is the wider the plank, because the trends of today's world goes to a wider plank, and therefore a solid wood is not the choice. It's definitely going to have issues with that in our location in the Tri-County area due to the moisture levels and the soils and the humidities and so forth.
Gotcha. And then the engineered wood, because it's got the lower layer where no one ever sees. It's got that plywood that's more dimensionally stable, so you're not the engineered hardwood floors are not going to warp or
Correct.
anything like
Most of them are going to be the least expensive ones are going to be like a 3-ply, but as you get to a 5-ply or 7-ply, it's more dimensionally stable because they're crossing each other. The grain is running different directions, and it's crossing each other. So therefore, that's making it more stable. So as any home that's on a crawl space has a plywood substrate, and this is designed after the plywood substrate. So that's exposed to the elements directly under your home, and this is secured to above that plywood. So it's got the same manufacturing principles as plywood, except for the top layer is your actual wood.
Okay. Let's talk about some of those random widths for the either engineered wood floors or just regular hardwood floors. Those have become very, very popular. In fact, I'm looking at some. You've in your showroom here at Carpetbaggers. You've got some hand scraped random width hardwood floors right in your showroom here, right?
Yes, sir. We sure do. We have when you first walk in, it's a hickory product. It's a 4, 6, and 8-inch width, random width, and it's hand scraped as well. And we've had that down a little bit over a year, and it's in our main entrance when you first walk in. And encourage anybody to come by and take a look at it because it's held up extremely well and it gets a ton of traffic.
And the Carpetbaggers showroom here is built on a concrete slab, so this is a perfect place to have the engineered wood because you do have the moisture that potentially is coming up through the ground, through the slab, and then penetrating into the wood floors, and you're not going to have any of those problems that we just talked about with the engineered wood floors.
Correct. It takes an excessive amount of moisture to affect engineered wood.
Right.
If you were to have that, it could be it'd be something substantial like a leak or something that would affect it. But your standard weather conditions we deal with, it would withstand it.
Good deal. So wood flooring and tile, hard surfaces in general. Carpetbaggers, you folks have adapted to the changes that homeowners have wanted as they steered away from less to carpeting and more toward these hard surfaces.
Yes, sir, we sure have, and don't want to let the name fool you being Carpetbaggers.
Mm-hmm.
We have several thousand square feet of showroom for ceramic tiles and hardwoods. So we definitely do quite a bit of hard surfaces.
Yeah, and it seems like Carpetbaggers, every time I come in here, you all have have new tile displays, and I'm looking at a wall where you have a bunch of sample boards, and you got some very modern looking glass tile with like round glass, and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've got the latest trends, and they change drastically as well. Ceramic tiles are a fast-growing market in the Charleston area as well. It's another hard surface area that we have gotten extremely involved in, and it's done real well. Coming in our showroom, you come in here every 6 months, and unfortunately, it's changing every 6 months. It doesn't stay the same, which gets confusing for our salespeople that work here. But at the same time, we like to keep up with the latest trends and selections and manufacturers.
Gotcha.
So therefore, it's a changing revolving door.
So a homeowner is building a house or they're remodeling a house. They come to Carpetbaggers. They could. People are still buying carpet, like maybe for the bedrooms and the closets, right?
Correct.
And,
Correct. They sure are.
And then they could also buy either engineered or solid hardwood floors from great variety from Carpetbaggers. And then when it comes to, say, the backsplash in the kitchen, that's they could buy the tile from Carpetbaggers.
Right, and we actually have the setting materials as well for all the tiles for you do-it-yourselfers that want to come out here and buy ceramic and have all the setting materials and grouts and so forth. We can accommodate you that. We can do it full service, or we encourage anybody that just wants to buy the material and need the materials. We got a large selection of ceramic tiles for baths as well as kitchens and backsplashes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then all the tile that you typically need in your bathrooms. That's another area. So it's really kind of a one-stop shop here at Carpetbaggers where you can help homeowners out.
Yes, we're a full-service flooring store, as well as we encourage people that we want to buy just materials and have their own setters or installers. That's as good for us as well.
Gotcha. What's a commonly asked question that you get from homeowners that are shopping here at Carpetbaggers?
One of the things that we have that no one else in the flooring industry has, and they ask about, is the warranties. If we do a full service warranty, we are a Carpet One distributor, and which is national account. We have different levels, and from a bronze level up to a titanium level. The bronze level, for 15 days after we install your product, we will replace your product, no questions asked, just because you're not happy with the performance, the color, or what have you. And that goes up to the titanium level, which is 120 days. And for any reason at all you don't like the product we put in your home, whether it's a wood or a carpet or vinyl, we'll come back and replace it at no charge. And there's no one else in a warranty business like that. And we also have a lifetime warranty on all our installations.
Well, that's terrific. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, where your location is here.
Okay, if you're heading south towards Kewah and Seabrook, down Highway 17, when you pass the 526 intersection West Ashley, you go about 4.5 miles. We're on the right. Or if you're coming from Ravenel area, we're on the left as you pass the intersection of Kewah and Seabrook as you're heading towards Charleston, about a half a mile. We are on the web, of course, at www.carpet-baggers.com. Please put that hyphen between carpet and baggers, and you can pull up our website and get to us that way, as well as please call the office at 843-571-0013.
All right, terrific. Well, we've been talking with Stevie Leisure with Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, and thanks to Carpetbaggers for hosting today's radio show and also being one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show. Thanks so much, Stevie.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. Today's radio show is coming to you from Carpetbaggers Floor Covering in West Ashley, and we're very proud to have Carpetbaggers Floor Covering as one of the sponsors of the Charleston Home and Design Show coming up January 24th through the 26th at the Citadel's Johnson Haygood Stadium. And now we're talking with Wendy Blizzard Combos with Port City Supply. How you doing, Wendy?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Wendy, tell everybody about Port City Supply.
Well, as you said, Port City Supply, we are a wholesale plumbing and heating supplier. My father actually started the business back in 1975.
Okay.
And
Family business then,
It's
huh?
a family business. He started it in 1975, and after a few years later, 1980, he actually built the facility where we're located now. And the whole family has worked there throughout these years, off and on. My brother and I remember growing up at Port City Supply, playing in the bathtubs and pretending to use the toilets and all the little fun things that kids do. There's actually, my father actually still has employees that remember my brother and I growing up. So it is family owned. We're still there. We all get along, and we have a great loyal staff that's been with us for many years.
Well, that's great. Well, now you mentioned that Port City Supply, you folks are plumbing fixture wholesalers. Does that mean that Port City Supply is only open to plumbers, people in the trade, or can homeowners shop at Port City Supply?
Yes, homeowners definitely can shop at Port City Supply too, and we're not just limited to fixtures. It's anything you can think of regarding plumbing.
Anything to do with plumbing?
Anything. That's everything from piping, your underground sewer lines. It could be anything in your kitchen and bath, from sinks to toilets to showers, tubs, jacuzzis, water heaters. Anything in your kitchen and bath, and anything that had to get to that point.
Gotcha.
Water supply.
And I've been in your show, in the Port City Supply showroom, many times, and
good.
in the front area is more homeowner related. You have
That's our showroom and our office. Yes.
Right. You got the showroom and lots of plumbing fixtures on display there, and then in the back, that's more of the wholesale end where you're selling more to plumbing contractors, right?
Sure, but anybody is allowed to go back there. That is what we call our counter sales, and we do have parts back there. Some of the larger items, the stand-up showers are back there. That's our warehouse, and then in the very back, after you pass our loading dock, we have another additional warehouse storage in the very back.
Gotcha. And I'm familiar with the area where the plumbing contractors oftentimes go to, because when we were building our house, we bought an outdoor shower fixture from Port City Supply.
Oh, good.
And
Thank you.
very inexpensive one, because we
Sure.
knew it was going to be outside, and we asked the counter guy, said, listen, it's going to be outside. We expect it to be disposable. He said, oh, we got this one right here.
Right.
It was very, very inexpensive. And he said, you'll probably have to change it out in a couple of years. It's been 5 years, and it's still doing great.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, one thing you will know, that when you do come to Port City, we have so much knowledge that among our employees. We have employees with over I hate to say 50 years experience because that makes them sound old, but they do. I mean, they've been in this business. My father's been in the plumbing supply business since 1960. And there's plenty of others in there as well that have definitely been salesmen or, worked on the counter, that they know what they're talking about and they can help you find anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, and Port City Supply it's very easy to get to, but it is off the beaten path just a little bit. It's right
Just a
off
little.
of Rivers Avenue, so homeowners may not be as aware of Port City Supply as the plumbing contractors.
Exactly. We were at exit 18B, right off of I-526, Mark Clark. And when you get off that exit, the very first light you come to is Harley Street. You take a right, and you just go all the way down till you can't go anymore.
Yep.
Are you from Charleston?
Not originally. I've been
Not
here
originally?
since 1990.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're an old Charlestonian, you would remember our location. We were, our particular facility is adjacent to the old Port Drive-In. Don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No.
Only you got to be from Charleston because that was way back in the 80s. And the old Red Cross building.
Okay,
And that's since
yes,
been
that's
torn
been
down too.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there used to be a Piggly Wiggly, right?
Yes. Yeah, there
Where
was.
you take a right to go to Port City Supply.
Yep.
Now, what types of? Tell me about some of the different brands of plumbing fixtures that Port City Supplies sells.
Okay, sure. We have faucets by American Standard. We have Moen. We also have KWC, which is a more custom line. We have some from White House. We have Dan's, which is another faucet. Simmons. We're pleased to be carrying the new Simmons line. It's tailored toward more residential rather than commercial in the past. And when you're talking about fixtures, you're talking about just faucets? Kitchen sinks?
Yeah, kitchen
Kitchen
sink.
sinks, we have those by LK. We have some by Elger. Toilets, American Standard. We have Caroma. We have some Kohler. We have, Elger. Tankless water heaters, A.O. Smith, Nortz, tub showers, Aquaglass, jacuzzi. There's a whole bunch of product lines.
Yeah.
We cover the whole gamut, from the commercial side all the way to a high-end custom home.
Gotcha. So if somebody was looking for some fixtures, maybe for a rental unit or something.
Perfect.
You've
We
got
can hook them up with a
budget-oriented.
builder series. Sure, a builder series. What our typical builders put in, the spec homes or whatever that are built to last. Or if they've got a very custom home and they want to put a very expensive product in there, we've got that too.
Terrific. And tell me about the inventory clearance sale that Port City Supply has coming up later this month.
Okay, we are actually going to have an inventory clearance sale December the 21st. It's going to be open from 8 to 2.
That's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday, and it is to the general public. We are going to have our showroom open, and we'll also have the warehouse open. I do believe we're going to put some of the larger items on our loading dock. But customers will enter through the showroom. Our showroom is filled right now with faucets, and that's kitchen, lavatory, wall hung. We have a lot of sinks right now on display. One of the new popular items is a lot of homeowners want the vessel sinks. Those are the large bowls that sit on top of a vanity. We've got a numerous selection of those, really great pricing, and the vanities as well. We've got toilets. If you're trying to renovate, let's say, a powder room, we've got a large selection of pedestal sinks, great prices. And I do believe we're going to have some jacuzzi tubs for sale, as well as some tankless water heaters and I think some tub shower type enclosures, in addition to the toilets and all the other stuff I mentioned. So we've got a pretty good selection.
Gotcha. So a homeowner, if a homeowner was building a house or getting ready to build a house, they could come to the Port City Supply inventory clearance sale on December 21st and really just
They could rack up.
buy everything they
Yes,
need
they could.
for their house.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff. We've got a little bit of everything. So, I mean, any of your taste, any of your budget, I mean, we can. It's a great Christmas gift would be to renovate your powder room.
That's true.
I mean, you're a man. That'd make your wife happy, right?
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, it wouldn't make me happy, but
Wouldn't make you happy,
unless
but
I hired
yeah.
somebody to do it.
Well, send her to me. I'll hook her up.
Right, there you go. And you're right. And with the holidays almost here, changing out that ugly faucet that's got all the yucky stuff around it,
Exactly.
and the finish is already chipping and looking green and so forth. You have guests coming to town to stay at your house. You don't want to, you could really change the appearance of your bathroom, your kitchen.
You definitely can with a little expense. And you mentioned finishes. I will tell you, we do have a range of finishes in our fixtures. We have polished brass, and we have polished chrome. We have brushed nickel, oil rub bronze, which seems to be pretty popular right now as well. But we've got it all. We've got a little bit of everything.
Awesome. That's great. Well, tell everybody where Port City Supply is located again.
All right. We are 1980 Harley Street. And again, that is at exit 18B off of Rivers Avenue off of 526.
Right where
And-
526 and Rivers comes together.
Yes. In fact, you can see the building from 526 if you're coming from, from either direction, Mount Pleasant or West Ashley. And you take the right at the very first light. And there is a gas station there, I do believe, and just go all the way down to the very end.
Terrific. And in the Port City Supply inventory clearance sale happening on Saturday, December 21st, from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Yes, you got it.
And if you want to get the best selection, get there early, and you can celebrate your own Christmas by coming to get some great prices from Port City Supply, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope to see you there.
Absolutely. All right, terrific. Well, we have been talking with Wendy Blizzard Combos with Port City Supply. Thanks so much, Wendy.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and today's radio show is coming to you from Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, located at 3196 Marginal Road in West Ashley on the way toward Kiowa. And now we're talking with Pete Loy with Citadel Enterprises. How you doing, Pete?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine, Pete. Pete, tell everybody about Citadel Enterprises.
Citadel Enterprises is a full-service remodeling company. First started in 1991 as just a one- and two-man show, and have been fortunate to have been successful over the years, and have grown, and here to stay for a lot longer.
Good deal. So Citadel Enterprises, you folks started up in 1991, so 2001, 2011, we're 22, 23-year-old company.
Correct.
Congratulations on that. I remember when we made it through our first year in existence, everybody was patting us on the back because it's tough to get through that first year. But, to be in business for over 20 years, you must have to have a lot of happy customers.
We've been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate to have very good clientele, very fair-minded. They have high expectations as far as, what they expect from me and from my company. And they've been great to work for. A lot of repeat customers. And when we started out, we were actually just doing a lot of small repairs, which were actually repairs that were Hugo repairs, post-Hugo repairs that turned out not to hold up. Like a lot of small roof repairs, that sort of thing. And just kind of knocked on doors and have grown from there. And you talked about first starting out. I know that statistics show that 95% of remodeling repair companies don't make it through their first 5 years. And I can remember those first 5 years. There were a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of just not knowing what tomorrow held, that sort of thing. But, after the first 5 years, you kind of settle in a little bit.
That's good. Is Citadel Enterprises, is that a tribute to the Citadel? Are you a Citadel graduate?
I am. Graduated in 1987, and yeah, they kind of brainwashed me. But it made a big impact on my life. And
How so?
It really, I mean, I was brought up, knowing the difference between right and wrong and honesty, but it really just packs it into you, where you understand that honesty is very important, and so much so to the point that even if you're honest, but there are others who are not, that you just can't tolerate that, and that's pretty strong. That's hard to do. Just don't look the other way. You confront it.
Right. Well, honesty as in a contractor, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I think that's the only way to do it.
There's some bad apples out there, I guess is what I'm getting at.
There are, just like there is in any business. Again, going to statistics, but according to the Better Business Bureau, the highest complaint rate of any business is automobile repair shop, and the second is home improvement, home repair services. So it's it's easy to be honest. So all I can say is you got to lead by example.
I would guess that sometimes you have to break news to a homeowner. Being in the remodeling business, I always hear you never know what's behind the wall once you start to get into it, and there are times when I'm sure you can think back to experiences where there are some unexpected things that pop up, and how do you handle that? I mean, you obviously you're truthful with the homeowner, but that's not the news that the homeowner wants to hear.
Absolutely, you're right. Nobody wants to get into more work or pay for more work than what they first believed it to be. I think it starts with the first meeting with the client, particularly in a repair job versus an addition or a detached garage or something like that, where it's pretty straightforward. But I try, based on my experience, I kind of set their expectations as, now we may encounter something in this wall. I just don't like the way it looks. It looks like there may be mildew behind the wall or termite damage, and kind of explain to them how we will handle it if we encounter it. And if we do, we'd like to give them options, make recommendations, not to try to put them in a corner or a hard spot, and let them work with us to decide how they want to handle it and how much the price is going to be, and get their approval before we do that extra work, so there's no disappointment after the fact. And another thing, too, is I tend to include those things in my estimate based on my experience, rather than coming back and adding it later. And I'm specific about that, what I'm including. And as a result, it kind of makes your price a little higher up front. And so sometimes we may not get the job because of that, but it's interesting. Like, I've overheard people talking in a grocery store line that they talked to me and they talked to another contractor. They went with another contractor because their price was lower. But by the time the job was completed, their price ended up being what mine was to start out with, because I knew those things were going to happen. So I don't know. So.
What kind of advice do you have to a homeowner when it comes to choosing a remodeling company? Because you can't ignore the price, and if there's somebody who has a bid that's less than another bid, how do you kind of how does a homeowner figure out on their own that lower bid might not be the best choice?
That's a tough one. I mean, I would not go with the lowest bid, generally speaking. I think trust is the most important factor. I would look for recommendations from people that or a homeowner may know that the contractor's done work for. Do you feel comfortable with a contractor? You know, can you look that person in the eye and vice versa? I think really what it comes down to is communication. You feel comfortable communicating with them. Do the references check out? Are they reputable? Mm-hmm. That's really what it comes down to.
Does Citadel Enterprises belong to Guild Quality?
We do, yeah.
And Guild Quality, I understand, every construction company that is part of Guild Quality, you must report every single job that you do. You can't cherry pick jobs and say, oh yeah, call this person because they're real happy, but don't call this person because that remodeling job was a disaster. And
right.
Talk about your experience with the Citadel Enterprises experience with Guild Quality.
It's that is a strong program. It allows for candid feedback from our customers that rates us on all sorts of criteria on a scale of, I think it's 1 to 4, 1 to 5, or maybe it's 1 to 5, 1 being low, 5 being high, about all aspects of the process. Just to clarify, we submit those for all of our projects that are $10,000 or more in price.
Okay.
So a small repair job wouldn't get applied for, but all others will. I'm happy and I'm proud to say that our ratings have been the highest or very close to the highest for remodeling contractors and new construction contractors since we've been in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if we get nicked a little bit in one area by a customer, they're free to give comments, and we follow up with it to see, you know, what could we have done better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's comfortable for the clients too, because it's usually done via email, and they're not talking to, say, a secretary in our office, so they feel like they have to put the warm and fuzzies on it. They can be candid.
Gotcha. We're almost out of time, but I did want to ask you about, tell me about some of the projects that Citadel Enterprises has got going on now, just so you can let our listeners know the scope of what Citadel Enterprises can help homeowners with.
We have one going on James Island for a multiple repeat customer, which is remodeling a laundry room and converting a full bathroom into a half bath, and taking the space that was the tub and shower is now going to be a nice pantry. Another job downtown on the Battery for a repeat customer, repairing solid wood columns, and that's very interesting. We're actually removing the columns, bringing them back to our shop, and cutting off the bottom 4 feet and piecing back in new sections made of mahogany. It's a lot of milling and epoxy work. It's pretty interesting. That's also a lead-based paint project where we have to put in special protection and cleanup. Another job downtown working on a carriage house and kind of working around the tenants' schedules. That's been interesting. And kind of wrapping up a job in Mount Pleasant where we ran into drywood termites, which has been a kind of a new experience. We've done plenty of subterranean Formosan termite repairs, but the drywoods are different in that most pest control companies don't provide a bond for those.
Oh, wow.
So it's been kind of interesting haggling with that, but I'm glad to say we've got them all put back together.
And then, of course, kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, additions, those are all popular projects with Citadel Enterprises?
I love bathrooms. For some reason, I really like to upgrade and enhance bathrooms. Yes, the kitchens are nice. Additions, porches, decks, structural repairs. We love it all. Love to do it all. Love to do the problem-solving projects.
Sure. Well, tell everybody how they can get in touch with Citadel Enterprises.
Just give us a call or go to our website. Our office is 843-884-4303. Our website is citadelenterprises.com. And we actually have a inquiry form on there. You can browse through our website and check out our projects, get a feel for how we do business.
Terrific. Well, we have been talking with Pete Loy with Citadel Enterprises. Thanks so much, Pete.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and I want to thank you for listening to Talking About a Home show on the radio. Now we're talking with Joyner Beasley with RentCharleston.com. How you doing, Joyner?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today, Tim?
Good. Joyner, tell everybody about RentCharleston.com.
Well, we've been in business about 17 years. We're currently managing a little over 950 units. We have less than a 2% vacancy rate with that number of units. And we're also handling 33 homeowners associations.
Nice.
We have combined about 85 years experience, so we love what we do, and we're always looking to grow.
Good deal. Rent Charleston, you folks can help renters get into a house or an apartment. Is that right?
That's correct. We can help tenants with tenants placement. As well, we can help owners that maybe have a home that can't sell it, help them find tenants, manage the property. We offer full-service property management. We offer just our leasing services, where if there's an owner that maybe lives in town and doesn't want all the services that come with the full-service property management, then they can utilize us just to find a tenant for that. We also, as I mentioned, do homeowners associations, and we can do investment property analysis for an owner that's just looking to get information on that.
Gotcha. And coming out of the recession, it's harder today to qualify to buy a house, to qualify for a loan. And I understand there's a lot of people that are renting either by choice or not by choice, and so RentCharleston.com, you folks have got a bit of a shortage of available properties to help these renters be placed.
Correct. It is very difficult to get a loan, and we are seeing the trends these days that more folks are more interested in renting rather than buying, so that they can be more mobile with their jobs, and they've seen us get hit with things. So the trend nowadays is leaning more towards renting than buying. So we do have a deficit in the amount of inventory that we have to offer these people.
And there's a lot of newcomers to Charleston also.
Yes.
A lot of people moving in. I when Boeing made their announcement in 2008, I believe it was, that they would be building a plant here, I remember thinking, we're about to see a lot more out-of-state license plates when we drive around Charleston. And are you seeing a lot of newcomers that are looking to rent?
Absolutely. Every day we're signing leases every day. A lot of them are out-of-state people.
So RentCharleston.com is interested in property owners and investors, people who own homes. Maybe they are looking to sell their house and they can't get the price they're looking for, and so it might be an individual that owns a house and they might be interested in renting that out. Give me some examples of some of the types of the property owners that Rent Charleston is looking for.
Sure. Well, we had a wide variety, from multifamily companies to our developers, down to just the average person that's been trying to sell their house and can't do it, and is hemorrhaging a little bit trying to pay one or two mortgages. So we can slide in and either just help them find a tenant or take over the management if maybe they moved out of state. Another instance would just be, your investor, whether it be local or out of state, that is looking to come. They see a lot of opportunity in the Charleston area with the growth, and the prices have been lower, and now they're starting to go up. So it is a big, definitely an attractive area for investors to come in. So we do handle a lot of properties for that type of person.
Right. How does the arrangement work between RentCharleston.com and the property owner when the property owner signs up their house with RentCharleston.com? Kind of walk us through that process.
Well, it's pretty simple and can be as involved or as uninvolved as the owner wants it to be. We can more or less take it from there. Get the keys, go in, take the pictures. We market the property, find the tenants. We'll screen the tenants. We'll do detailed move-in and move-out inspections, take care of all the accounting, all the repairs, more or less everything that encompasses that property. We have in-house folks that can handle cleaning, repairs, and landscaping that we offer our owners at a discounted rate as well.
Very good. Can you give me a ballpark of what the fee is for something like that?
The fee is anywhere between 10% of the gross rental income and 6%, depending on location, the amount of properties. There are a couple variables in there that we can specify if someone is interested in learning more about it.
And I would guess that just like a real estate agent is looking to maximize the amount that a house is going to sell for, RentCharleston.com is probably interested in trying to maximize the amount of rent that you can get for your property owner clients.
You're exactly right. I can come in and do a free rental analysis, make suggestions about how you might be able to bring that rental rate up, and obviously since our rate is done on a percentage, the more rent we can bring in, the more money everyone makes. So everybody wins.
Right. And a homeowner or an investor or whoever that property owner is, they may not be totally aware of what a house might be renting for in their neighborhood, and so it's possible if they're handling the management of that property themselves, they might ask for too little for rent, and then all of a sudden 8 people are saying we want it.
Right.
Does that ever happen?
That happens all the time. We're always keeping our finger on the pulse of the market trends as well as the prices. They change just like all markets. They fluctuate on a daily basis. And, that's our job to stay on top of that and advise our owners so that we can maximize their return. Yeah,
and no one wants to leave money on the table. And, I think back to a house that I have, and I had it for rent for many years. And I happened to one day talk to the neighbor, and he told me what that he was renting his house for, and it's nearly identical. And he was getting like $400 extra a month.
Wow.
Than I was, and I changed that pretty quick. But it's that ignorance thing. If you don't know what's going on, then I would guess, I don't know where I would turn to try to find out what the rents, maybe look in the paper or Craigslist or something to see what other, but that takes a good bit of time and everything. You can call RentCharleston.com and you folks can maybe give that property owner an estimate of maybe what they can get for, you might be able to get them for rent and so forth.
That's exactly right. I would set up a time to just come by, take a look at the property, get my eyes on it, be able to make those suggestions, and we could take it from there.
What about East Central Lofts?
Yes.
I've watched that's around the corner from the Charleston Home and Design magazine offices, and I watched it being built, and then now on I-26 you can pass by it, and they've got a nice big sign painted East Central Lofts there. Tell me about that property.
It's an awesome new project that we are enjoying managing. It's a 72-unit kind of a New York style loft. It's very unique to Charleston. It's really swanky with hardwood floors throughout. It's got your granite countertops, really high ceilings, glass from the floor to the ceilings. You've got your parking included, which is such a premium downtown. And we even have a bocce court that we put out there for our tenants. So we're really excited about that. And the
that's
doors
downtown.
open.
Where's it located?
It's downtown. It's on the corner of Hugie and Meeting. I guess you say Hugie and Meeting. And it's a great location, regardless of whether you work downtown or Mount Pleasant or James Island, because you can be anywhere very quickly from there.
What are those units going for at East Central Lofts?
We have studios, 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms. The 1-bedrooms are going for $1,000. The 2-bedrooms for $1,395, and I believe we don't have any more studios, but they were going for $850.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha. And did they end? Is there anything on the rooftop up there, or was that just?
I get asked that question a lot. It does look awful enticing. Unfortunately, it's just the AC units, and so there's no rooftop access there.
Gotcha. And you're right around the corner, walking distance to Taco Boy and Pisano's Pizza and a number of other restaurants that have popped up in the upper part of the Charleston Peninsula.
Yes.
Well, how can folks get in touch with rentcharleston.com?
Well, they can find us on the web with our name, rentcharleston.com. That's pretty easy. Call our office. That phone number is 843-723-1988. Or feel free to email me directly. My first name is Joyner, just Joyner, at rentcharleston.com.
All right, terrific. Well, we have been talking with Joyner Beasley with rentcharleston.com. Thanks so much, Joyner.
Thank you.
If you're just joining us, I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and today's radio show is coming to you from Carpetbaggers Floor Covering, located at 3196 Marginal Road in West Ashley on the way toward Kiowa. And now we're talking with Russ Pritchard with the Audio Warehouse, and also Maria DeVirgilius with Lutron. How are you folks doing?
Good, Tim. Thanks for having us.
Russ, Audio Warehouse has been here in Charleston for, is it 25 years now?
Actually, 30.
30 years. Well, congratulations on that. Take a moment and tell everybody about the Audio Warehouse.
Thank you, Tim. It seems like a few years ago, but it's been 30 years now here in the Low Country, and the business has changed quite a bit. And 30 years ago, we opened up. We were selling audio. If you wanted a TV, you went to the appliance store or to Walmart and or Sears. And today, as you know, we're now a full-service integration design firm, and our specialty today is we design, install, and support a range of technology. So it's not just audio. Our business is diversified into whole house networks, Wi-Fi coverage throughout the home, automation, home theater, security systems, lighting control, and motorized shades for full automation and control of the environment. So it's quite a bit different than it was 30 years ago.
Right, and you mentioned motorized shading, and I'm going to ask Maria with Lutron to talk about how Lutron works with the Audio Warehouse and what Lutron can offer the public.
Well, Lutron works with Russ in Charleston and Audio Warehouse, both with automating lighting control systems. So you have a smart dimming system, a system that can help create a better ambiance in your home and save energy. And then the flip side to that is also being able to control daylight. So if you would like to keep the space that is getting the most sun exposure cooler and more comfortable, we'll also automate the shades, whether it's a drapery shade, whether it's a roller shade, a Venetian blind. It can come down based on an app on an iPad or based on time of day, if you know that the sun comes in the most at 5 in the afternoon, or based on a heat sensor. So if it's automatically hot or above a certain temperature, those shades will come down, make it more comfortable, and make it much more energy efficient too. So Russ and his team will meet with the client, a designer, a builder, and get the needs of everybody involved and provide the right system and however it needs to be controlled.
Gotcha. So we're talking about using your iPad or pointing a remote at the shades over the windows, and they would automatically open or close, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it can be an app, an iPad, like we said, or it can be, today everything's wireless, and meaning the communication is wireless. So you don't need to have wires coming from something in a wall going to the motor or whatever it is it's controlling, the communication from that control. So it's not necessarily what you think of in the old days where it was point a remote control at that shade in order for it to close. That shade or that control can be at your bedside. So as you go to bed at night, if you want privacy, you can hit a button at your bedside and all of the shades in that room will close for you. And that's typically how we explain it to the homeowner, because it also adds a lot more convenience, especially in a space where you have 20-foot tall windows or tall ceilings and maybe it's hard to reach and you want that privacy.
Gotcha. So Russ, over the 30 years that Audio Warehouse has been in business, controlling, being able to automatically open or shut shades is something that you probably never envisioned 30 years ago.
No, we didn't. Again, that was a business we didn't even think we'd ever be in 30 years ago. Of course, at that time, I never thought TVs would be a half-inch thick either. But that's actually been over the past decade. I think automated lighting and motorized shades has been one of the fastest growing parts of our business.
Some of the other trends that you're seeing.
Well, I think certainly LED technology on the lighting side is something that we are seeing change drastically in the past 12 months. We look at systems that we installed and designed as much as a year ago. There may be about 10% LED fixtures in a home. There were most commonly applications like under-counter lights and specialty lighting, as I call it. And today we're seeing the adoption of LED accelerate quite a bit to where LED is more commonplace and a lot of times taking up as much as 80 and 90% of the fixtures in a home. And other trends we see on the media side, we see the physical media going away. This is something that I think the public has talked about for a long time, but we haven't really seen it as much as we have in the past 6 to 12 months, to where the renting that physical disc for a movie is no longer the norm. We're streaming it from Netflix or Apple TV or Amazon. There's a lot of competing services now we download movies in HD quality over the internet. And a very similar function on the music side. There's a growing trend now of Pandora, iTunes, and other various streaming solutions from internet radio, to name a few, where people are looking to get their music content. And I think the big issue or the big push behind that is the fact that it's convenient. People can take their content with them. So we see a big change on the media side and what people are doing. The other big trend is apps. The iPhone and iPad are really teaching people that there's new ways of controlling things through a convenient app. And this is great. I think it's a great feature, and it brings a lot of convenience. There are some misconceptions about these apps because a lot of the apps are free, but the technology that you need to use the apps isn't. And I think there's an education out there that we help provide to clients about how to use these apps, when they're useful, when they're valuable, and what works and what doesn't.
Well, all of these items that you're mentioning are meant to make your life easier, but they seem rather complicated.
They're complicated in nature on the design side, but the reality is to the end user, they're very friendly. Especially we see in automation and security. There are a lot of apps now and a lot of solutions that make ease of use the top priority. And consumers are now able to get complex technologies, but they're very easy to operate and they're very intuitive because of applications through the iPhone, Android, and iPad.
And the Audio Warehouse is able to tie everything, integrate everything into all of these different technologies. Well, Russ, tell everybody how they can get more information about Audio Warehouse.
Well, they can reach us at 843-571-0535 here at the Audio Warehouse, or you can reach us on the web through our website at www.theaudiowarehouse.com.
Okay, terrific. And Maria, how about
You would go to to Lutron.com, so www.lutron.com, or you can contact Russ Pritchard at the Audio Warehouse to get more information.
I'm talking about a home. Talking about me and you. The things we'll do. I said a home. I'm not talking about a one-night stand. Wanna be your man. I said a home.
You've been listening to Talking About a home show on the radio. Talking About a Home is brought to you by the publishers of Charleston Home and Design magazine and the organizers of the Charleston Home and Design Show and the Custom Home and Remodel Show. To make contact with any of the companies featured today, visit newhomecharleston.com, Charleston's online home show, and home to over 200 local home-related companies motivated to work with you.